All right, so today we're going to deep dive into Binance.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically kind of looking at, they had a rough 2023
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
all this regulatory pressure. And then it culminated in, that $1 billion settlement
Right.
with the SEC and their founder, CZ, stepped down.
Yep.
But now it seems like there's a shift.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there's a shift.
So we're going to use our sources to kind of understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Is Binance making like a genuine comeback?
Yeah.
And what does it all mean for crypto in general?
Exactly.
Because it's such a big player in the space, right?
Absolutely. I mean, their troubles in 2023 were,
Yeah.
really significant. I mean, the SEC was all over them saying they weren't registered properly.
Right.
And there were those issues with how they were handling user funds.
Yeah. And I think that that's what led to those huge penalties.
Absolutely. And, CZ leaving was a big deal.
Yeah. Definitely cast a shadow over the whole thing.
Yeah. Made a lot of people wonder if they could even survive.
All right. So let's talk about this comeback everyone's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we saw a lot in our sources is this phrase,
Yeah.
compliance first transformation.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's being led by their new CEO, Richard Teng.
Right. And his background is really interesting.
Yeah, he's a former regulator, right?
Exactly. He was with the Monetary Authority of Singapore.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it seems like they're really serious about this shift.
Yeah, it's not just like putting on a good face, right?
No, it seems like a fundamental change in their approach.
Like they're embracing regulation instead of fighting it.
Exactly. And this whole idea of Binance 2.0 that's floating around,
Yeah.
it seems like it's all about being leaner, more legally sound,
Yeah.
and definitely more transparent.
Okay, so what does all this mean for, like, the average Binance user?
Well, one big change is they're getting a lot stricter about KYC.
KYC.
Know your customer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So basically, they're going to need a lot more info from you to verify your identity.
Okay, so like less anonymity.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that going to be a problem, do you think?
Well, it might turn off some users who really value that privacy.
Right.
But on the other hand, it could bring in more institutional investors.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because those big players, they need that reassurance
Right.
that everything's above board.
So more trust.
Exactly. And it also makes regulators a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because really, when you have an unregistered exchange operating,
Yeah.
it makes it very difficult for regulators to do their job.
How so?
Well, they need to be able to oversee all these financial activities to prevent things like money laundering
Right, yeah.
and to make sure that consumers are actually protected.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And those issues Binance had in the past with user funds,
Yeah.
that really raised concerns about how they were handling things.
Right, so tighter regulations
Yeah.
could help prevent something like that happening again.
Exactly.
Our sources also mentioned Binance getting licenses in a bunch of new regions,
Yeah, that's a big part of their strategy.
like France, Dubai, and parts of Asia.
Right. Those are really key markets.
Yeah. Why those specific places, though?
Well, France has been pretty progressive with crypto regulation.
Oh.
So getting a license there gives them access to a huge market.
In Europe.
Exactly. And Dubai wants to become like the crypto capital of the world.
Wow.
They've even set up their own regulatory authority.
Okay, so Binance is playing the long game here.
It seems like it.
It's not just about making a quick buck.
No, they're really trying to build something sustainable.
Right.
Something that can operate within the rules.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of competition in this space.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got Coinbase, Kraken, and then all those decentralized exchanges popping up.
Right. It's a crowded market for sure.
So Binance can't just sit back and relax.
No, they need to keep innovating.
Yeah.
And offering services that people actually want to use.
So basically, they need to become like the good guys without losing their edge.
Exactly. It's a delicate balance.
So let me see if I've got this right. Binance is embracing regulation. They brought in a new CEO with regulatory experience.
Yeah.
And they're getting licenses all over the world.
That's right.
But they're doing all this in a super competitive market.
Exactly. And that raises a really interesting question.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Could this be more than just a comeback?
What do you mean?
Could this be a sign of things to come for the whole crypto industry?
Like everyone becoming more compliant?
Yeah, because if Binance can pull this off
Mm-hmm.
and actually become a leader in this new regulated landscape,
Yeah.
it could pave the way for the next big crypto boom.
Oh, wow.
A boom that's built on trust and stability.
So this comeback could be the start of something much bigger.
Exactly. It's something we'll all have to watch closely.
Absolutely. All right. That's our deep dive into Binance.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye.